People of the internet, we just got an official reveal trailer for Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. After what seemed like so long, we've been wondering, where is this game? What's happening with this game? They did a series of playtests last year. Now, finally, they have revealed this new trailer, plus a whole host of other information. We have so much ground to cover here today. If you guys are new to the channel here, we cover all things Wizarding World with a special focus on video games from the Wizarding World. We've had so much Hogwarts Legacy content to talk about lately. Now this with Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, and one of our absolute favorite things to do in the lead up to Hogwarts Legacy was to break down trailers. So if you're new here, this is going to be a deep dive. We're going to go very close here and analyze this trailer. Hopefully you've had enough time here to watch it play through at least once normally. Now before we get into that deep dive of the trailer, I want to hit you with some highlights here. First of all, you're going to be able to play this game very soon, much sooner than I was expecting. It is going to release worldwide on September 3rd, 2024. Now, one big thing about this, if you are a PlayStation Plus user, you will actually get the game for free. Surprisingly, I think for a lot of people, this is not a free-to-play title. A lot of folks were expecting that this was going to be a free-to-play title with microtransactions included, and that is not the case. In fact, if you read on their FAQ page, it specifically says that they do not have plans for microtransactions, with the caveat, of course, of at this time. And I'm actually pretty surprised by that, because everything we'd seen and heard about the game, it really seemed like it was going to be relying heavily on microtransactions for monetization. However, they are only charging $29.99 for this game. Now, even though they say no microtransactions, the fact that this game is only $30, I would expect we're going to get some like seasonal content, maybe season passes, consistent DLC. I mean, this is an online multiplayer game for the most part. We'll get to that in a second as well, because it also seems like you're going to be able to play solo. As far as the platforms that this will be available on, I think you guys are going to be pretty pleased, because it is releasing on just about everything. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4, the Nintendo Switch even, and of course PC as well. So this is really hitting on everything. Anybody's going to be able to play this. The big question that I still have is, will we see crossplay? I would have to think so, but as far as I can tell, they haven't confirmed that just yet, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that that ends up being the case. Now, I did mention being able to play solo, so I want to call your attention to this question on their FAQ page, and this last part of it right here. It says play solo or team up with friends in online co-op and online player versus player PvP matches. So reading that, I mean, the way I take it is that you will be able to play by yourself without going against other people. I mean, solo. Maybe there's going to be like a campaign mode similar to what we saw in the old school Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup game. Now, of course, it's also possible that this play solo means that you can just solo queue on your own into these online matches, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, otherwise, why would they list out these other two separate options here? I think you're going to be able to play completely by yourself without going against other people. Paul Ahani, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, he is the Chief Executive Officer at Unbroken Studios. He had this to say, quote, "The team is excited to unveil Harry Potter Quidditch Champions and showcase our take of this magical sport. We've worked hard to create a Quidditch game to play solo or with friends that is an authentic representation of the fan favorite sport." Even with that, however, does Harry Potter Quidditch Champions require an internet connection? And it says yes, it does require an internet connection to play, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. All right, with that, let's dive into the official reveal trailer and see how many hidden details we can find here. So we're going to start off, and I'm just going to have the music playing a little bit low, and already I need to back up, because from that very first shot right there, it opens in a place that you may not expect. It actually opens up at the Burrow. We see Mr. Weasley's Ford Anglia over here, the Burrow here in the middle, and then over here on the right side, Ginny Weasley resting underneath a tree. And this is totally fitting, of course. For those of you who've read the books, we know that Ginny loves Quidditch, goes on to play Quidditch professionally. So I think that is completely fitting that they would have her here and start the trailer with Ginny. And if you play it a little bit further, we get another shot of her here looking off into the distance. And then what does she notice? She sees 5 others out there. Before they actually zoom in and show you who this is, I was trying to think, okay, who could this be? We've got Harry and Ron, of course, Fred and George. Who's the 5th one? Are they actually going to throw Hermione out there? And then when we let it play a little bit, they do. You can see that it is in fact Hermione. I mean, I guess they put her in here just to confirm that she is in fact in the game and available as a skin. Although if you've read the books, you know that flying was not Hermione's strong suit. It was one of the few things that she wasn't so good at. Now, one other thing I'll say about this shot at the Burrow is that I don't think it's just for show, because in the news release that they sent over, they actually mentioned something called backyard battles in the Weasley Burrow. So I'm not sure if that means we're just going to be playing Quidditch in the area right outside the Burrow, or if it's going to be home to a series of maybe solo mini games. Now, for those of you who have played the old school games, you'll know that the Burrow was home to one of the most iconic little mini games that we've seen in a Harry Potter game, the good old-fashioned gnome toss, denoming the garden for Mrs. Weasley. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing any gnomes here, but I do think it's cool that we're going to have some sort of element taking place here at the Burrow. All right, we'll let it play a bit more here. You see Ron and either Fred or George right there, not sure which one. He tosses it over, and then you have the other Weasley twin. And then we get our first shot of Harry right here. Now, it looks to me right here like he has blue eyes. I know Daniel Radcliffe had blue eyes, but I'm not sure if it's just the fact that he's wearing blue that makes the eyes look a little bit more blue, but hopefully they're green in the final game to match Harry's eyes rather than Daniel Radcliffe's eyes. And then we can also see that Harry is using the Nimbus 2000 broom right here rather than the Firebolt, which he gets a little bit later in his schooling at Hogwarts. After this little bit with Harry, watch this coming up. I love this little transition. We go from Ginny under the tree. She stands up instantly in the Gryffindor gear at Hogwarts, and then it's going to pull back here. And I think that this looks to me like a tryout because you have more than what you would need for the Quidditch team here, and obviously we don't see Harry. So it looks to be a tryout for the Gryffindor team. I love how this person just looks like they totally don't care. This girl right here, she looks very nervous, afraid to go for the tryout. And then we have one over here falling asleep. So I love all the little expressions that we have on the characters here. And confirming that we are, in fact, at Hogwarts, we have the house banners here. You've got Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw. And I will say, it looks like they are using the raven instead of the eagle. So it appears that they are going with the Harry Potter movie interpretation of the house animal for Ravenclaw. But hey, we'll have to let that one slide. As long as we get Harry's eyes green, I think I can let the raven slide. Then we get a little shot of the quaffle and the two bludgers here. Very reminiscent of that scene in the first Harry Potter film. Love that shot right there. They launch into the air. We get our first look at the snitch. Let me go back just a little bit so we can see that. There you go. The nice shiny golden snitch there flying around. Little shot of the bludger and then the beaters. Now right here, this shot, I really wanted to make sure to stop it here because we go from Hogwarts to a completely different Quidditch pitch. This is awesome. I love the fact that this is confirmed. And if I had to guess, I would say that this is the Nordic team because it is very reminiscent of that Quidditch pitch in Harry Potter and the Quidditch World Cup. If you didn't play that video game, old school game back on the GameCube, PS2, Xbox, that era of video games. And it looks very similar to the way that that stadium looked. You've got what looks to be ice over here. You've got the snow falling. You've got the torches here hanging down, or braziers. I'm not sure exactly what those are called. Much bigger than a torch. And they also confirmed this in the release. It's not just going to be Hogwarts and the Four Houses. There are going to be other teams as well. And one more thing I want to say about that scene right there. I just want it to play again so you can see. Watch the character, that character on the right there. This one here, as they fly over, they give the other person a little shove there. I would expect that that will be a gameplay mechanic that we'll actually see. I mean, of course, this is not actual gameplay we're seeing, so it may not be exactly like this, but I do think there are going to be a couple of things in this trailer that are giving us hints at some things we're going to actually see in gameplay. So let's go ahead and play on from here. Then we get a nice shot of Ron at Keeper trying to stop the quaffle from going through. And then we have Ginny here going against Slytherin. And another thing that I love about this shot is, look at this. We've got weather in the background, seemingly confirming that there will be, I don't know if it's going to be dynamic or if it's going to be at the start of a match, the weather is set and that's how it plays out. What I really want to know though is, does it affect the gameplay? Like, is it harder to fly when it's raining? Can we have like wind? And we already know there's snow from the other shot, but how is the rain going to actually affect the gameplay? I think it'd be pretty interesting if it did. Again, they could always have it where it is just a visual thing instead, but that'll be interesting to see. Now, right here, we cut back to that same stadium that we were at moments before. You can see the fire here, but we also have a shot of the Northern Lights there in the background. And that's right at the same time we see this player fall down here onto what appears to be ice. So I'm pretty sure that is the Nordic team. Now, when it gets to this section right here, I was a little unclear at first if this was actually just kind of like a cinematic visual thing, or if this is actually a different type of camera mode that we're going to have an option to, where you could play from an overhead view, or maybe when you're watching replays or something, if that's going to be a thing in the game. For now, I'm just going to say it's kind of a cinematic thing, but it is kind of interesting to see Quidditch from this different perspective, just from above. Now, this next little shot right here is really exciting for longtime fans, because I am pretty sure what we are seeing here is the Beauxbatons Academy of Magic. And this is actually their Quidditch pitch, guys, which I don't believe that we've ever seen. Maybe it's in some fan art somewhere, but as far as any official sources, I don't think we've ever seen this on Pottermore or wizardingworld.com now. If you guys have seen it, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to correct me on that. But I don't think we've ever seen it before. And this is just an absolutely beautiful shot right here. I love the little, I don't know if this is a fountain. Yeah, I think this is definitely a fountain. This looks like an entire pool right here. Of course, Beauxbatons is going to have a massive fountain like that. At the same time, the actual gold here kind of reminds me of the Fountain of Magical Brethren. But wait, is this actually... I can't tell if that's the roof or if this is actually seating for people to watch right here. That would be kind of cool if that's actually seating right here. I mean, I definitely think you could have people inside here and kind of come out on this little balcony area right here. But let's let it play a little bit more, and I'll show you right about there. Nope, I got to go back frame by frame. See, that's what we do here, man, frame by frame. And look at that right there, the emblem. That is definitely the emblem for Beauxbatons Academy of Magic. We can see here on wizardingworld.com, it almost perfectly matches this right here. The name translates as beautiful sticks, and their crest is just as elegant. 2 cross wands can be seen at the top of the design. Yeah, I love that. That is some really cool attention to detail right there. Now, David Haddad, president of Warner Brothers Games, also had this to say, which I think is speaking exactly to what we were just talking about there with Beauxbatons. He says, quote, "The team has worked to capture the spirit of Quidditch, including iconic characters and never-before-seen areas of the wizarding world." Hey, never before seen areas, plural. Maybe we're going to be going to Durmstrang as well. Wait a second. What if they actually put the other schools in, like Wagadoo and Ilvermorny? No way, right? No way. I love this transition. Watch this. So you get the Beauxbatons scoring right there, and then watch the hand. Boom. Right again to the Nordic team. So we are back in that Quidditch pitch that we were at before. You've got the northern lights in the background. We've got the ice there, and then you see this person reach out and grab the snitch. And then here, ladies and gentlemen, the Quidditch World Cup. So this really opens up the possibilities, doesn't it, for how much is actually going to be in this game. I mean, it could just be purely an aesthetic thing, right? It could just be we actually play in the stadium. But if there's some type of career mode, that would really be cool. Because I know there's a lot of you out there who don't love the multiplayer stuff as much. There are a lot of you who do enjoy the multiplayer, but some of you just want to play on your own. And so if there is some type of campaign or career mode where you can work your way all the way up to the Quidditch World Cup, very similar to how it was in the old school video game, then I think that would be amazing. Now, right here, I think we're actually seeing the 422nd Quidditch World Cup between Ireland and Bulgaria. So you've got, of course, Bulgaria in the red and Ireland in the green here. Let's actually let that play a little bit further and see if we can confirm. Oh, okay, so now I was going to say, nope, but yeah, it transitions back to Hogwarts. So now we have Ginny, and let's take a look at this move she performs right here. I don't know if this is going to be an in-game thing or not. I mean, they've got to have certain maneuvers where you can evade opponents, right? Watch her do this little spin right there. And then we get another look. Oh, dude, this is even better. Look at that. Again, back to the Beauxbatons Academy. You've got the 3 players right here. So it looks like they've just won the game. Got kind of the confetti going. That is just so gorgeous. I love the setting for that one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we're back at the Quidditch World Cup. That's got to be Victor Krum right there. It looks like he may have won. So maybe they changed history here. Or possibly it's just him celebrating the catch of the snitch, or it could be the intro. I gotta say, I love the fireworks going in the background, all the confetti. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to rewrite history in this game and actually win the Quidditch World Cup with Bulgaria instead. And then you have Magic is in the air. What a great tagline. I love that. Great tagline. Now, what is going on here? Because this looks to me like, I don't know, some kind of like Mario Kart, a Mario Tennis style power-up. Because you can see this actually, I guess that's a chaser. This is definitely a chaser with the quaffle right here. But all this green, maybe it's just a speed boost. I don't know. Another look at Hogwarts. And then right there, Quidditch Champions. I love it. What a great trailer. Again, only a minute 16, but so much was contained in there. And then you get the little release date at the end, as well as the platforms. Also available from day one on PlayStation Plus. I absolutely love that because it essentially ensures that you're going to have a good player base right from the beginning. There's going to be a lot of people diving in to test it out. At least give it a shot, considering that it's free on PlayStation Plus. And the fact that it's $30, man, even for the people who don't have PlayStation Plus, that is such a good price point. Now, I do have to call your attention here to the small fine print, as we always do. You know, we have to look over these things with a magnifying glass to check out all the details here. Notice that it says Standard Edition, which of course implies that there are going to be multiple editions of the game. And then of course that leads to the next question of, well, what's going to be included with these extra versions? For a game like this, I think things like skins and brooms and little accessories for your character, maybe emotes and celebrations, all of those things I think are on the table there for a higher tier version. But the question is, we know they're saying no microtransactions, so it seems like those things are not going to be available individually, which is really kind of interesting. I'm anxious to see how they plan to monetize this game as they go forward. Now, that's definitely not all, because there is one additional slide right at the very end, and this is another thing I absolutely love. This was so smart. I love that they did this. Integration, collaboration, whatever you want to call it, with Hogwarts Legacy. So many people wanted Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but this might be the next best thing. Sebastian Sallow hero skin, Sebastian Sallow's wand, ancient magic emblem, ancient magic celebration. So emblem, I mean, I'm trying to think of other multiplayer games I've played. I don't know if this will be something you can actually wear on your character, if it'll just be something that appears by your name. Ancient magic celebration, though, that seemingly confirms like emotes and dances and stuff like that. But the fact that they're doing this once, I mean, doesn't that mean there's a chance they could do it again? Maybe we're going to get more skins from Hogwarts Legacy that could come over if this is a success. I will point out that this one, you do have to make sure that you are connected to your WB Games account, the same WB Games account that you hopefully have already connected to Hogwarts Legacy, and you must own a copy of Hogwarts Legacy to get this. This is called the Bonus Legacy Pack. It also mentions the Moon Trimmer broom skin here, which, is that a broom in Hogwarts Legacy? It's been so long since I've looked at all the brooms. I don't remember the name of that broom. Who knows? Maybe it's something that we're going to get in Hogwarts Legacy coming up, and we don't know about it yet. Now, a couple of other details they confirmed in this release is that it will feature iconic Wizarding World locations. We see a number of those in the trailer, of course, as well as characters and references that fans will love. They do confirm that all 4 Quidditch positions are in play here. Chaser, Beater, Keeper, and Seeker are all on the table, and they also say in a variety of modes, which that is the one that has me the most excited. Variety of modes. Of course, you know that you're just going to have your basic Quidditch in there, but what else are they going to include here? That is really what I'm anxious to see going forward. Now, Quidditch Champions isn't the only Wizarding World game dropping news lately. We've also had some pretty big updates with Hogwarts Legacy, but don't worry, I got you covered there as well. Check that video out here on the left side of your screen. Big thank you to all our channel members, including our Tier 3 Phoenix members. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.